Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Sunday Skinner. On this episode, I have, I would say, this vibrant friend and personality. Her name is Debolina Mishra. Hi, Debbie. Welcome. Welcome to Sunday Skinner. And before you introduce yourself, I just want to say that, guys, Debbie is a happiness and a mindfulness coach. And yes, we met during the coaching conferences. And somehow, Debbie, something that really, I felt like getting in touch with you later. If you remember, I just sent you hi after we met. And I love the way how you, I would say, deliver your thoughts. That is something that really connected, with me. I still remember, once I remember I was sitting right on the left side and you were sitting on my right side, and you introduced yourself. You talked about your journey, and you were so humble and modest about your journey of life. So it's a pleasure to have you here. Thank you. Thank you for taking this time and energy.
Thank you so much, Shweta. I think it's my privilege to be here. I'm so happy you could think of me to be part of this. I think this is a very good initiative that you're doing, and there's so much you've been doing so far, I know. So lovely. I mean, it's great to be here with you today.
Thank you. Thank you, Debbie. So, Debbie, this whole idea of Sunday Skinner is, that two coaches come together, we gossip about different topics. And when I connected with you, you were also on the same path. I think we both follow the same path in this coaching journey. I believe in designing life. And I think you also follow the same thing that, live this life full of dreams or whatever dreams you are and just complete them. But you know what, Debbie? Let's say, for instance, that anybody of us, okay, let it be you, let it be me, we design our life. And we design our life, we decide that, this is what I want in the next 5 years. This is how my life looks. We do the visualization. Now, the struggle, I would say, yes, the struggle starts with everyday process. And I think we all humans, in a way, are impatient. Will you agree on that?
Absolutely. Very true. Actually, Shweta, what happens is, when we talk about goals and, mapping we always talk about short-term, mid-term, and long-term goals.
Yeah.
But when we think of a dream, right, a dream life, there'll be a concept about maybe a part of an aspect. It may be for someone a great career. For someone, it would be big money. Someone could be a relationship,
Yeah.
right? And then you dream that you have a picture of it. This is what I want it to be. And when that doesn't happen on a day-to-day basis or a monthly basis, or even maybe in a year's time, you tend to get disheartened.
Yes.
And you tend to disbelieve the fact that it is possible. And that is where the patience runs out.
True.
And more so, what also happens, I believe, is that it's your dream. I have a dream. And that's not necessary that my loved ones would relate to it or understand my dream. So when you cannot share it as well, that many times you would not share, you have a dream that's deep inside you.
Yeah.
If you're not being able to share it with your loved ones, maybe, your spouse, your best friend, and even if you have, and there is a reaction to it,
Yeah.
That would sort of, not make the person feel good enough to be having the dream. You'd start questioning yourself. So
Exactly.
it's
And
just
I
not
think
about
that's where
patience,
the doubt
probably.
comes. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just not about the patience, because if you have a dream, you would want to live the dream. But the point is, it's just not having the dream. It is about living the dream. So, you're thinking about something that's going to happen in your life. And that is where we talk about, how you make it happen.
Yeah.
But if you give up within before it and you are not confident yourself and that spirit is not there in you, and you don't have the support,
Yeah.
it takes a lot of support around, it's very difficult for just one person to have a dream and then dream it. And that is where what I said in the beginning, that we think about bits and parts of our life. We don't think of it as a total. You see, everything is interlinked. You need to have a great career probably to have great money. If you have great money, you will be able to live that dream life where you have thought about maybe going for a, holiday, or, that's it's all interlinked. So
Yeah.
even to the extent of your character,
Mm.
that is also part of it. So when
Mm.
I want to craft a life, and when we talk about designing a life,
Yeah.
it is not in bits and pieces. We need to look at very holistically.
Absolutely. I was just thinking of this word holistic, and you just said it. Yeah.
Yeah. And that is how probably then first to identify that all the aspects of my life which is critical for me. It
Yeah.
cannot just be career, it cannot just be relationship, it cannot just be your character. It is all interlinked. And if you ask me, there
Exactly.
are
All the sections of life make your life. Yeah.
exactly. Now, once we have done that, we've identified this, we need to identify where we stand today,
True.
right? So where do we stand today in each of those parameters, and where do I want to be? And then what is it that is stopping me? It is sometimes as simple as in our corporate life where we do a project.
Mm.
It is something, it can be as much like that, that you actually make a project of your life.
Okay. True.
And then you measure it, and then you make those small changes. And it will not happen in one bit. Every part of it, every day, you will have to make small, small changes. And then one day you will realize that you're in a much better place than where you were earlier. You may have another 10 more leaps to go ahead, but at least you're two leaps ahead of where you were earlier.
There is a progression. So you could just check the bar that, yes, what I was, now I am
Yes.
at least 50% there. Yeah.
But we think of always going that, make that one
True.
leap up to the top. That is not
Yeah.
possible. And that
I
is
think
where we give
everybody
up.
wants $1 million in the account, but have you been working towards it? Did you make
Yeah.
the changes every day?
Yeah.
And also, Debbie, you know what? I believe that, yes, we all have a goal in life, but I believe that, to live today makes a lot of difference. Sometimes this also, even I get confused when I do manifestation myself, or, when I design my own life. I was thinking, I want that. But just because, is that my everything? That what about my life today? If I just work towards that goal itself and just working towards it, but am I making the process interesting? Am I enjoying my everyday? Or I'm just saying that when I reach that point of my life, that design, whatever I need, only that is my successful or happy time. So, yeah.
That's a very, very important point here to think about,
Mm,
Shweta, because what happens is we completely forget that today, where we are in
mm,
itself, we have achieved something in our life.
yeah.
We are not broken. Wherever
True.
we are today, we are
Yeah.
whole and complete. That's the way we are born, right?
Mm,
I think where we struggle is finding a purpose
yeah.
and happiness, or joyfulness that we know today is more in terms of, I would say, just the top of the iceberg, which is pleasure.
Hmm.
Happiness from buying something, happiness of, going for a holiday, uh, somewhere, even to the extent, where maybe if you just hug your child, there's a happiness there,
So much. True.
right? Now,
Yeah.
are we not feeling blessed to hug the child of ours today? There are many who don't even have a child to hug.
Yes.
So that's what comes to the second point here,
Yeah.
is that are we grateful for what we have today? If
Mm,
I'm not grateful for what I have today, which is more than many, right? And I'm not happy with what I have today,
mm,
it'll be difficult to get more in life.
true.
In my experience of things that I've seen is that, from the time I made it a daily ritual of starting the day with gratitude and ending the day with gratitude,
So beautiful.
things started changing for me.
Absolutely. Debbie, I'm so much with you
Yeah.
because even I believe that day somebody was asking me that, Shweta, do you do mindfulness meditations every day? Because when I deliver mindfulness meditations, I said, yes, I do mindfulness meditation, but something that I do every day is a gratitude meditation. And you are so right. Gratitude has changed my life, Debbie. It
I
makes
know,
me,
Shweta. It's not
yeah,
even meditation. I think, often a lot of people don't have the understanding of a meditation. I'll
yeah,
tell you my gratitude ritual, okay?
yeah,
So, interestingly, the play, now where I am, the sun goes up from the side of my bedroom. So, I can sense, even while I'm waking up, the sunlight, the light has changed.
yeah.
Okay, and I keep a little bit of my curtain open so that I get straight that light. So,
Hmm.
my first is to just get up and I go out And the sun just would be coming up, and you just look there to that sun, and it's beautiful experience. We call it sunbathing. Okay. You just look at it and you would really sense as if the rays is coming down to you.
Hmm.
If you keep on gazing on the rising sun,
Hmm.
it will find as if there is a ray coming and touching halfway towards you.
Yeah.
And you're just doing gratitude there. You're just folding your hands
It.
and you're saying, I'm grateful for whatever I have today.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for all the gifts that you've given me in my past, in the present, and in advance, I am grateful for whatever beautiful gifts you're going to give me in the future.
True.
You get you know, what is meant for be. It is already there. We are just supposed to walk that way, be happy, and be able to fulfill ourselves that is coming our way. It's
Yeah.
not that tough. We make it very difficult.
So true. Life, yeah, I know. And then I think mind makes it difficult. There are a lot of
Yeah.
influences these days. Yes, of course.
I find that very spiritual. I am not a person who would, though I come from a family and I'm married to a family who are very, very religious, but I believe in all religions. For me, it is
Yeah,
more humanity. I believe more in because it's end of it, everything is the same thing.
exactly.
And for that moment, for me, just 2 minutes, 5 minutes maybe that I stand, first thing, it gives me that warmth to take the whole day ahead for me. And it
Absolutely.
was not
Well
like that.
said.
It was
Yeah.
not like that, Shweta. I used to snooze my alarm till the end as much as I could. And I'm talking about not too long back, maybe a couple of
Yeah.
years back.
Hmm.
And be, irritated in the morning itself that I have to get up and go to work. I was hating my work. And, it was like, why did the day start? And
Hmm.
the day would be like that for me. And it would be. I was not happy with anything in my life.
Hmm.
And it comes from the fact, and that too, having everything in life, having a great job, having a family, having a great place to stay, everything that is required, I have, but still I was so unhappy.
Yeah.
So, it is only when, it comes into your life to say that, okay, you have enough and more,
Hmm.
and you're grateful for that.
Yeah.
And you look at so many others that, why are we so much with our own sorrow? There is so much more outside.
So true.
And we get what only we will deserve, that's for sure.
That is,
If we
I was about to say that whatever you get, it's like you need to be worthy of that. But also, Devi,
exactly.
as you're saying about gratitude, it's like even in the manifestation process, we went, before we started this recording, I think we were discussing this. I think even when you're manifesting life, if you manifest from that today, whatever I am not happy, but I want that, it comes from a very complaining space.
Yeah.
The moment you complain about something, um, God or any universal power is not here to just, oh, you know what, you're complaining, so let it go, I'll give you what you want. It's about whatever you have, appreciate it first, accept it first, because I think whatever we have right now, this is what we deserve, Devi. Will you agree?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
It's exactly
If we
now.
had not
Yeah,
deserved it, we would have not got this. We would not
exactly.
have been here at all. Yeah,
Yes.
very
And
true.
that's where the space is. And I also believe that gratitude, whatever you say thank you for, doubles up.
Yeah.
So I still remember one of my coaching clients, now that we're talking about that, how it helped her. So Debbie, she was complaining about her parents, that how her parents compared between two kids, how she was let go. And she was on the call, she was crying about how she was left out, everything. And she's like, Shweta, what do you? I said, I heard her for half an hour, non-stop she was speaking. And as a coaches, I would just wanted her to talk and talk and talk. And then she said, Shweta, what should I do? I said, I want you to start gratitude about your parents every day. And it was so, she was shocked. And she's like, you're telling me to say thank you to people who were unfair to me? And I was like, don't forget that you're born because of them. Don't forget you were taken care of your food needs up to certain extent till then you become independent. Let's start with the basics of life. And just let's not get into the complaining space. Let's start by saying thank you for what they have done to you. And
So true.
Yeah, and after 3 months, what she said is, we are on talking terms, Shweta. And I was like, I know it's not going to be easy. You don't have to forgive them, but you just have to forgive yourself, because you put yourself into that zone of complaining. And I'm so happy for her, but it took some time, Debbie. It took her almost 3 to 4 months to say thank you. Now she says, okay, now I can really, with heartfelt love and real gratitude, I can say thank you.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? All of these emotions, they are connected to the energy level that we have. Because we are part of the complete super energy, all of us, right? Now,
Yeah.
what you're saying here is, and I'll tell you one of my emotions that I was in, which made me to the bottom of the pit. It was guilt.
Mm.
I used to feel guilty that I did not take care of my father enough when he was in a sick bed. I
Yeah.
should have spent more time on there. I know uh, there was a guilt there.
Yeah.
Uh, and even, you're aware, I lost my husband to cancer. And
Mm.
we were both like ferocious fighters. With him also, if you had not known, if you'd seen us together, you would have never known what we were going through.
Mm.
Again, both of us, we had to deal with it. We would not take help, and we knew that we will fight it out. But it didn't happen like that.
Mm.
And when it happened, and finally, that guilt, I later realized it was my guilt. And even to identify the fact that I was in a guilt trip, it took
Mm.
me a while. I
Yeah.
didn't even know. And guilt in the energy meter is the bottom one.
True.
So what happens is you are in such a low energy because of that emotion that you are in, you're not being able to function at all in a normal way. And everything takes an impact. It is
Mm.
only when you come up to somewhere of, being able to be at least happy on a day-to-day basis is where
Yeah.
you are in the middle of the energy meter. You're still not there.
Yeah.
The highest is where it is purpose. Remember, I said that we understand happiness from the point of
Yeah.
pleasure.
Yeah.
So from pleasure, I think the next level would be where we talk about passion. That you do things what you're passionate about. That gives you a sense of happiness. That's the next level. And
Yeah.
of course, the final level, if you have to be in that energy meter where you are really being able to make all the energy work for you,
But I think the
where,
space where you can manifest the best out of your life, truly. Yeah.
is where you need to have a purpose.
Yeah.
And that is what my search has been, and that is where I could move from that guilt. And it happened very, very smoothly. It was not that I had to take a lot of time. The moment I could identify that it was the guilt, and there was no way I would have been able to save. I
Mm.
did everything that was possible. I
Yes.
was just punishing myself, and at the same time I was punishing people around me, because I would be temperamental. Nobody would be able to talk to me properly. I was
Yeah.
not being able to communicate, right? And I was at a space where I didn't want to live another day. It
Mm.
was that bad as an emotional level where, I knowing that my mom is there, 75-year
Yeah.
old, she's into depression herself, diabetic, in the next room. And I remember the night my daughter was all of 26. I knew at least she would be able to, but she'd already lost her father. And
Yeah.
how was I thinking that moment that I didn't want to live? I didn't have anything to live for the next day.
Oh my God. I'm
I
sure
was
this energy level. Oh my God, Debbie. I can't
it
imagine.
it was crazy, Shweta. It was like, that night I remember, and um I remember for the first time probably I just called out and I said, Universe, I need help. I never asked for help before from anyone.
That
Okay.
is such
And
a
I said,
beautiful
I
thing
need
that in that
help.
state of mind, you called out for help.
I still remember I was not being able to sleep for a good 4, 5 nights proper. And it was during pandemic.
Mm.
And we were working, in the corporate, like we were working good 14 hours at a stretch at that point of time.
Yeah.
And I remember, and I something in my mind told me, something, as if I was talking to myself inside,
Mm.
and said, just go to sleep. And I just went, and I don't know how I slept. And morning, I got up. It was the same thing. I started with my work. My laptop had opened, and I was
Yeah.
working. it was that point of time where, it just comes and it creeps inside you and you just don't know from where it's coming. And it's dangerous because me being so strong, if I would have been in that position, I wonder what happens to many other people who would not be that strong enough.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Debbie. You were still in that good. What I see is you are that, vibrant person that I said. I think even though you were in the lowest point of your life, in that moment you could call out for help. Isn't that being actually subconsciously aware about your life?
Yeah, it was. It
Beautiful.
was something that was happening from within. I had no control on me.
Yeah.
I could have that, it could have happened that, and today, if I has that life has changed for me and I'm here, it's because that there was something that was meant for me. And I
Mm.
had said, and that was what I was searching that point of time was a purpose. What was my purpose to live?
Yeah.
Because I was so used to taking care of everyone, and no longer I was not doing that.
Mm.
What was my purpose? And then miraculously things started happening. I got connected through, my mentors. I was not a very much into Facebook and all of that social media. But somehow those, certain ads started coming and I clicked on a link. It took me somewhere. I listened to a Jim Rohn video. It inspired me. I went and somewhere it was an opera coming out, an opera I was listening to. I don't know what happened in the next
Yeah.
1 week or
It's
10
like,
days.
yeah, but you just called out for help and things started popping up.
Yeah, it just started popping up.
Wow.
And that is how I got connected to one community or another and people who were doing, and that is from where I got my purpose. Because I realized that when I could make that shift in myself
Mm.
from that bottom of that, pit to where I am today, where I'm content with whatever I do. I live happy every day.
Yeah.
I know I am in a very good space
Mm.
because I could find, and that was what has to be shared, because there would be so many people who don't even identify that there is a problem.
Yes.
I didn't even know for two
And
years that
that
I had a
is
problem,
dangerous. Yeah.
right? And that is how I started working on this. And, along with my corporate work that I do, I started investing my time, first time on my self development.
Yeah.
And that is how I did the certifications of happiness and mindfulness. And the journey has been beautiful after that.
Yeah.
So, I think
It's
the
just like
biggest,
it's just that one knock on the universal door that
yeah,
help me,
that's it. And
Yeah,
it happened. It happened effortlessly after
I
that.
agree with you.
And
So
I know what
yeah,
is coming. I know what is coming. I get senses, and they say, no, that there are angels. I can hear. I can get those, sudden communications that I can hear, or I know that something's going to happen. Deja vu, completely.
yeah.
It happens.
Debbie, I can connect with
I'm getting
each and
goosebumps right now.
everything. Believe me, yeah, I can connect with each and everything. Now that I'm talking to you, I know that why did this happening? Why is this chat happening? As if everything what you're saying, I would say, yeah, it's me, it's me,
Yeah,
it's me. I could just say it's me for every word you're saying. So
yeah, yeah. So I think it's most important, probably, what, to be happy. If you really ask me on a day-to-day basis,
yeah,
I think the most important factors is what we discuss. One is to be grateful for what we have, and that tends to
yeah,
make you happy. With the
true.
smaller things of life, I think we need to get a bit connected with nature and the world.
Yeah.
We're too much into concrete and the digital.
Mm,
Feel the earth a bit, breathe the air a bit more.
yeah.
You know,
That is
maybe
fantastic.
look at. I have a beautiful garden. I spend my day beginning. It begins from there and it ends because every day I look forward to see which flower is bloomed. And it makes me happy, and I'm happy for the whole day.
I know.
I'm okay. I don't, and I know things would be fine. I don't really worry as much earlier as to worry like, what's going to happen is going to happen. I don't have any control.
Yeah.
We'll figure out when it happens.
True.
आज का दिन अच्छा गया ना.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
That's exactly all about, even though, and I think even though, as I mentioned, you write down your dreams, your goals also, but if your everyday is not happy and interesting, it could be through gratitude, it could be,
Yeah,
I think, as you mentioned, that I just look at the flower and that makes me happy. I think that's the ultimate way to achieve your dreams because there is no other way. Because I think, so I also know some people who have struggled, to achieve their dreams, but they are sad in the process because the dream is not coming true. But then I was like, why are you totally dependent on that dream?
yeah,
That जब वो complete होगा ना, then only I'll be happy. But that doesn't exist. If you're not happy right now, you'll not be happy even though after getting that dream,
And I
right?
think it's important, Shweta, to find the purpose, because even
Yeah.
when I'm creating
And
the dream,
everyday purpose. It's not just that purpose,
yeah,
that goal.
not
Yeah.
that purpose, because that would still be at a pleasure level. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean?
What a
If
wonderful
you
thing.
create, yeah, you're creating a dream life, but you're creating from the point of pleasure.
Yeah.
Materialistic things, having this, having this, having this, you will have it, but you will not be sure whether after having it also you're going to be happy or not.
Exactly. Because if you're not happy, then, I think by the time you reach that pleasure, there will be something else in your mind.
Yeah. So I think it's more about finding the passion.
Yeah.
I think often unhappiness also happens from being around um, and doing things which is not connected to you.
Hmm.
So, like it could be that, like for me, you know, I never planned what I'm going to do. I mean, I remember as a kid, I wanted to be a Air Force pilot. At that point of time, women were not allowed, and I
Okay.
already had my pass. So once that was not happening, I really didn't bother. I said, "Jo hoga dekha jayega." So as life took me along, I followed.
Yeah.
But I think it's important. But if I compare that with my daughter today,
Yeah.
I always seen her either playing the video games, and she's good in her artwork. She never learned, but she's very good with her sketches.
Okay.
So I sort of, figured out for her, and I didn't want her to become our family's full of doctors and CA and all of that.
Hmm.
I said, why don't you try something which is related to this?
Yeah.
And she's today a video game artist. So
Wow.
her profession is her passion,
Yeah. And I think
right?
that's the blessing ever. And then I think this is exactly, you just made her
Yeah,
enjoy the process
yeah,
where she wants to be successful.
yeah, yeah. So, if that is so, she's one step much higher than me at this point of time, at her age. So, and now the next thing that is required is to find the purpose. So,
Yeah.
and that purpose is only when you are doing something for others selflessly.
Yeah.
When I want to give something, and if I have something that I'm doing it because I expect something out of it,
Yeah.
that is defeating.
True. And
And
I think just finding the purpose. I think purpose is all about giving, na Devi. It's
yeah,
like when you use your skills, it's like your daughter. She's using her skills, her passion, and she's actually, doing that work. So that giving out, that giving, crediting that way is going to make her find the purpose. And
yeah,
I think, yeah, but
yeah.
I also feel what you said now that I never plan things and all. But I'm sure you're on this path that it just takes you on the right track.
Yeah, I think that is where, I feel somewhere, all of us, if you're born in this life,
Hmm.
you're meant to do something.
Yeah, I'm so much
It's
with you on this.
otherwise we would not have been living here. Okay.
Exactly. We all have a purpose, individual purpose.
There is a purpose. And of course, one of my greatest fear, I remember it was one of our programs. Remember the question was asked, what's your greatest fear? And we
Yeah.
were supposed to whisper in the other side, remember?
Yes.
So my greatest fear was I don't want to live an unknown death. Okay, I wanted to leave behind legacy. I should
Yeah.
have contributed in this life.
Yeah.
I'm just not meant to be here to be, working and eating and paying the bills and just one day die. So
Yeah.
there is something.
Now that you're saying this, I remember this conference, and what was the thing that I whispered? I don't know if I
Yeah,
whispered in your ear as well, but I said, losing the purpose of my life is my biggest fear. The
yeah,
day
I think,
I get up in the morning, and if I don't have purpose to live, that would be my biggest fear because I don't have it. And then what's the reason that I'm living, right?
yeah. And one of my programs, someone asked me, that is what I want to know. What is my purpose? How do I find that? I
Yeah.
said, you just start, actually you start the journey. It'll find you. Like my purpose found me. I didn't find my purpose.
But I guess if people are questioning this, that help me find the purpose itself, that their journey is begun. Right,
Yes.
Abhi?
Yes.
Yeah, because I think a person who already says, no, I know my purpose and is still not happy in everything he or she does, if they're not questioning the same thing as you question, You'll know how to make your, and again, it's about an everyday process.
Yeah, Shweta, actually, whenever we do these webinars and all, where we try to help people,
Mhm.
and it's organic, right? We don't know
Yeah,
them. They don't know, and they would just know us from whatever they can see in the social
yeah.
media. The point that they have come and reached out in itself, that they have taken the first step,
Hmm.
that they know there is something that is missing in their life.
Hmm.
Some statement of mine would have connected with the person and has sort of, you know, asked, she's joined the webinar to at least listen to what it is happening. And of course, I realized that, there is so much
Hmm.
that is already there. And that is what my fear is, that often we complicate things so much. There are many people who may not be able to really read a good book and comprehend what the message is all about.
Hmm.
When we have experienced it and it has given us a result, it is our duty to share that and
True.
make it very simple for people.
Yeah.
And that is what I'm also trying to figure out. How can it become more and more simple for people to find out actually what their purpose is?
Hmm. I think, yeah, the legacy of being a human is just passing the knowledge, right? True that. And this is how we all have developed. So,
And there is so much. There's so much. Even Einstein said, no, the whatever I felt that I know there's so much more that is unknown.
absolutely. Wow. But Devi, thank you so much, Devi. I think, as we know, we both can just keep on discussing forever.
I know. I
Wow. And
know.
the talks never stop. But
Yeah.
Devi, as we also talk about, we both are on the same, path of helping people to design their life, live their life of dreams and all. What is I want you to just compose maybe a quick message or a quick, whatever helped you, like a daily mantra, which could help them, keep patience and actually keep walking towards that dream. What would you tell them?
I think the first thing I would say is to understand that you are whole and complete. There's nothing wrong with you.
Hmm.
I think we start our search from thinking that something is missing with us. It
Hmm.
is not that it's anything is missing. You are full. You have what is required at this given date that is meant to be for you. There is more coming,
Yeah.
and you need to prepare for that. And if I have to talk about daily things, daily which makes you feel good and happy,
Hmm.
you may find it funny, Shweta, but I wake up like a baby.
Okay.
Okay. I said earlier, I just snooze and I used to be terrible in the morning. I
That's cute.
literally, how the babies wake up? I will not open my eyes. I'm awake, but I still have my eyes closed. I like those first, 4 5 minutes. I do my toss and turn, my stretches in the bed. It really relaxes me for the day.
Hmm.
We don't have to jumpstart the
I
day.
know. And then I think why to start with a rush?
The
Yeah,
start is very, very important in the morning.
true.
And
I'm with you.
if you can take out 30 minutes for yourself, we
Hmm.
live for everybody, we don't live for us.
Agree.
So we need to understand that we are whole and complete and we are the most important person in our life.
Wow. I love you for saying this. Yeah.
And you are your best friend. Nobody else knows you, understands you, and don't expect others to know and understand
Yeah.
you, right?
Absolutely.
So if you love yourself, you'll honestly find the days are beautiful. I go into the mirror and tell, you know, Shweta, you're beautiful, which you are. Okay. You're fantastic. You're wonderful. I love you.
Wow.
I think that is the start. If we can
True.
start our day relaxed, happy,
And so
and looking
positive.
forward for the day,
And so positive, Debbie. You just said these
it
words.
happened.
I think every day saying this to ourselves will be the beautiful start. What a beautiful, I think, or such a high vibe, to start
Yeah.
the day.
And gratitude.
Yes.
That's it. And I tell you, I can write it down. If anyone does this for 21 days continuously, okay, they will not change the method. They will love to do it that way only.
So true. Thank
Okay,
you.
I'm sorry. I'm not a very, person who will say, get up and do your exercise and all of that.
Oh,
That's
that's
all up to you. That
yeah, no,
you're the
but
one who
what?
tells Zumba.
That's I think you just mentioned first 30 minutes for yourself, And I think even physical exercise, Debbie, to be very precise, everything starts with your mind first. And with such good vibe in your mind and heart, as you mentioned, for the first 30 minutes, talking good to ourselves, and in that state of mind, if they feel like exercising, maybe that's necessary and good for you, right?
Just, you know what, exercise also depends. You choose your style. I
Yeah,
often would just put on music and dance like
of
a
course.
bozo.
It's all
Do
about
that. Who
movement,
stop?
right? Yeah,
Movement. Someday you do like that. Someday you do some stretches. Someday you go out to the gym if you want to go out. But it is what you want. If your
yeah,
body is telling you and your mind is telling you, you're not looking for, don't force yourself.
exactly. And you don't go against yourself. Yeah.
So
Wow.
that's I think that's made a I mean that's a change story for me, and
Yeah.
I do it every day and it works wonders.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Debbie. And this is not the, I would say first time, yes, on Sunday Skinner, but I would love to invite you again. And we could just catch up on any other topic or a gossip, which, we could talk about it. But thank you for this, I would say an insight, putting some light on that, how to make this daily process interesting. Even though the biggest of the biggest dreams, I'm sure everybody has kept patience, and I think we need this daily support, daily
Yeah.
motivation. And that's the reason I think my biggest takeaway is gratitude, because I've been practicing it and it has created miracles. But thank you for all the share, Debbie, today. And thank
Thank you
you
so much, Shweta.
for your time and energy today.
Thank you. A pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.